takes place between midnight and 1 a.m. Events occur in real time.
That made an observation here of front window of this business broken out, and while he was inside getting the information, saw a movement up in the ceiling area. Basically, we conducted a thorough search of the interior of the attic, which has 3 different compartments in it, so it took quite some time to do it. And apparently, the responsible party that was inside made good a getaway prior to us being able to put a perimeter around the location.
So you firmly believe that there was someone inside?
Yes.
Okay. What was that person doing in there, do you think?
We presume they were doing a burglary.
Anything missing? Anything reported missing?
We haven't got the shop owners in here yet to verify what's missing.
So what, was it the restaurant or was it the hair and nails place?
No, it's the hair and nails place.
Okay. So the window was broken here to get access inside?
Apparently.
Okay. How many officers responded to the scene?
We had about 7 or 8.
Okay. Anything else?
Had a canine and several officers on the inside that actually searched the interior of the attic.
Anything else?
No.
All the broken glass in the front here, is that responsibility of the burglar or?
Yes, that's the way we found it.
The hair and nails place?
Yes.
And then that one was broken to gain access?
That's correct.
Okay, got it. All right. Thanks so much for your time.
Real quick, and spell your last name.
Voudris. Ted.
Okay.
Yeah, the gray sweatshirt and the plastic bag.
I've been knocked out of them before too.
Yeah, just 2 of them that live there.
The residents and made contact with the resident that lived there and asked him the welfare of his wife. They went inside and began checking. At some point during the welfare check in the residence, the suspect pulled a gun on our officers. Officers backed out of the residence. At that point, called for additional units. Once at the residence, I believe they found a possible body on the bed. We aren't really sure right now. Until this point, we have a standoff. A SWAT team is on scene, as well as our negotiations team.
He made a phone call to you guys, or to CHP and the transfer.
He's made a phone call. We have been in contact with him through our negotiators, and right now we're attempting to negotiate a peaceful resolution.
Did he say what he, we were under the impression that he told whoever he talked to on the phone that he in fact killed his wife. Is that what, are you guys?
We really aren't sure. We believe she is inside there. That's one of the reasons the officers went inside and did the welfare check in the first place. So at this point, we don't know what's going on. The perimeter has been secured and the residents are being evacuated as a precautionary measure. And that's really the most important thing, getting folks out of there and negotiating with them.
What brought the welfare check to your attention in the first place?
Okay, let's let them... Everybody's geared up.
Am I in your way, Mike? Am I?
Yeah, okay. I'm going over your head.
As far as the welfare check goes, the call actually came in about 4:20 We dispatched a 2-man unit over here. They arrived. They went up to the front door, knocked, and made contact with the individual inside the residence. Asked to do a welfare check on his wife. They were allowed inside, and during that check, the suspect subsequently pulled a gun on them. At that point, the officers backed to the house and called for assistance. So they're very fortunate they weren't shot.
Was it a neighbor or relative that called for the welfare check?
A neighbor called for the welfare check.
Was that after hearing some kind of an argument or shots fired or anything
We
like
aren't
that?
really sure. They were concerned enough that they called, and we immediately sent out a unit. As far as we know, it's just the 2 occupants in the residence inside, a man and a woman, and no children.
What do we know about this guy?
We don't know that much. Right now we're in contact with him and trying to get him to come out. That's the most important thing. Everybody's been evacuated, the perimeter's been contained, so no one can go in or come out. So right now time is on our side, and we're going to try and negotiate a peaceful resolution. And we are concerned about the female victim in there. We aren't sure what her state is.
What kind of weapons does he have?
It was a handgun he pointed at the officers. As far as additional weapons in the residence, we really don't know at this point.
He threatened the officers, verbally, other than, obviously it's,
Yeah, as soon as he pointed the gun at the officers, they immediately backed out, which was a smart thing to do, and called for assistance.
What, you mentioned something about seeing a woman perhaps on the bed. Was that during the initial check? Was that, what?
Well, sometime during the check, the officer didn't actually see a body. We believe she's possibly in there. So we don't know at this point, but we believe she's inside. And from residents, we don't believe she ever left the residence. So that's one of several indicators we have that the body might possibly be inside, and that being the wife of the suspect.
So you never actually...
Okay, go ahead and tell me what you did here tonight as far as supplying refreshments for the community.
I was able to supply refreshments for people in our community who had a need. They came over here, and I was happy to have some extra refreshments from a meeting that we had, and so I brought over refreshments, and I am a member of this organization, and
Can you tell me the name of the church?
the name of the church is Antelope Christian Center, and I was able to provide refreshments for them, and happy to do that for the outreach for the community. And my name is Debra Wilson.
Okay, well thank you, Debra.
Good, how are you? Yes, we are. Are you? There's a chaplain on the inside. You guys can believe it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Trudell. Thank you. Mrs. Rosenthal. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's a little warmer in here.
It wasn't that rough, and you did a good speaking talk. Good job. You must speak here.
Yeah, I'm the senior here.
Are you? No, it's nice to have someplace to go, and I'm surprised during like floods or something you wouldn't have something similar happen like that, because right across the river there, over in Cherry Lane area,
Right.
Displacement.
Yeah, we actually would, I think the Red Cross being involved as much as they are, and they really have not kind of moved
That far away.
Yeah, too many people out of the area. Because we're sitting on high ground here.
Right. But I think 95, yeah, well, that's a good reason. Because in 95 when Linda Creek and those, it was flooded in a lot of places. It wasn't,
Right. Of course, they were either north of us, where they were relocating the people.
Right, above Roseville.
Right above Rose, actually in Linda. Yeah, Linda. But I mean, Linda, East Linda, Linda communities right outside of Marysville.
Oh yeah.
In high school,
what's the other name on that one?
Oliver,
yeah.
yes.
And that's where
The levee broke was right south, near the golf course. Was in there, golf course, the Plumas golf course.
But even, almost, was that, where the 95 flood, the Linda Creek area?
Yeah, so
was very
Citrus
seriously
Heights
impacted.
and Roseville, kind of.
That's when the president came out.
Right. Yep. And he came right. He was in Rio Linda. What he did? He visited a couple sites, but he came right down.
Rio Linda disaster.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because all the homes.
Dry cleaning was just different. Yeah, dry cleaning.
Yes, no, we came back to
Yeah,
we
yeah.
half the year.
Not drive-by, far.
Oh, I'm glad you were able to help these people.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank
My
you.
son Chris.
Oh, nice, man.
One of three. So you're going to be able to hang around here for a while?
Oh, I was just gonna try and get a couple shots of people getting some of the goodies there, if I could, and then I'm gonna go out and get a picture of your big sign out front. I don't know what they'll use on the news, but if you could just grab some goodies, that would be good.
Well, we just haven't.
Well, I know, but some of them are a little camera shy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to impact them that way.
They're going to see me on there, and that's the guy who was talking.
Right, he likes the goodies.
He's lunging too. How about if we get this shot right here?
Yeah, we need the drug box. Let's roll them. Right. Hey, Brian. Brian, what was yours? You started out? Nope. Yeah. You got the blood line? I don't. That's all I got.
Everybody go to the right.
Okay, about 10 o'clock this evening, officers were dispatched to assault with a deadly weapon where a man had been possibly shot in the back of the head. It happened at the church behind me. When we got here, there was a lot of confusion. In piecing together what happened, it looks like 2 white male adults and a white female were over at the Wavrin Schnitzel. One of them went in the employee's entrance and an employee chased them out. The employee chased them to this location. They had an altercation. When they had the altercation, the parishioners came out to break up the altercation. One of the white males who was at the Wavrin Schnitzel left, came back with a gun. He pointed the gun at the parishioners, and his partner ran over to him, told him not to shoot. He shot anyway. In the shooting, one of the parishioners was hit in the back of the head. He's in critical condition at Mercy San Juan as we speak.
Could you tell me about the suspects still outstanding at this time, and maybe a description of the shooter?
The suspects are outstanding. The shooter is a white male adult with brown hair. We're not sure exactly what his dress is right now because we have different descriptions. What is more substantial. We did a track with the dog trying to find him, but it looks like they got to a suspect vehicle and fled the scene.
Could you state your name and spell your last name for me?
It's Sergeant Bob Hasapis, Hasapis.
Thank you very much, sir.
hair and a shoulder. So who is it? Delivery. I'm thinking maybe he has UPS or something. It's, you know. I open the door and they both put guns in my face, throw me on the ground, and I'm like, I don't want to get killed, so I'm like in the fetal position.
Who these people are.
I don't know. I saw them, but I didn't want to let them know. I was like, I can't see your faces.
No, but I mean, you didn't know them.
I don't know. I don't know people like that, man.
You never seen them before.
No. And the dog sleeps with Matt, and I think that Matt heard all the commotion out there and opened his door, and when a dog sees someone that it loves getting hurt, it's gonna go after him.
Right.
And it went after him, and I guess that they saw it. It's an American Staffordshire Terrier. It looks like a pit bull, but it's not. It's a show dog. It's huge. And they probably thought, oh, I'm about to get bit.
Yeah. Did your roommate get hit?
No, he had a shotgun and he shot it, but he had it too close to his mouth and it kicked back and it knocked his teeth out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's at the dentist right now getting new teeth. His uncle's a dentist. And here's his grandma right here.
He didn't hit anybody? He didn't hit anybody?
Oh yeah, there's a guy in the hospital right now with collapsed lung.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I saw him. I felt like me telling him that would make them feel better. Like, cool, he can't see me. I don't have to kill him.
You don't think your roommate knew the guys?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Yeah. That's pretty wild. Tell me what happened from the start.
9 o'clock this morning, I was awoken by the doorbell ringing, and I went to answer the door and looking through the peephole, and I said, "Who is it?" And it said, "Delivery." And so I opened the door, and they strong-armed me with guns, threw me on the ground, put their guns to my head, and were telling me they were going to kill me, and telling me to get up, but I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up, and next thing I know, my roommate, I guess, heard the noise. His dog came out. They shot his dog, and my roommate fired in self-defense and shot one of the guys, and he's now in critical condition.
Could you tell me about, did the dog, could you tell if he was lunging at the guys? Or?
I couldn't. After they had left, I looked to my left and saw the dog laying next to me, dead. Head
during the commotion, could you tell me about that, when you were hearing the sounds, and you just basically rolled up and kind of hid?
Yeah, there was about 6 shots fired. And I thought one of them was going to hit me, so I was tucked and ready to die, really.
What happened? What transpired after that? Could you tell me about when you called 911 and that happened?
Yeah, we called 911 and gave them a description of what happened, and the police were out here pretty quick, within a couple minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. Could you state your name and spell your last name for me?
Ben Wavrin, Wavrin.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, Sergeant, could you begin at the beginning for us?
Just before 9 o'clock this morning, we received a call here to 7526, I believe is the address, on Havenside. As we arrived, we found two subjects who were from the house. They explained to us that apparently they had gotten a knock at the door. When they went to answer the door, two individuals forced their way into the residence at gunpoint. One of the individuals inside had been in the back bedroom. He heard the commotion. He came out, saw that there were a couple of people armed with his roommate, who was down on the floor with guns pointed at him. He retreated back into his bedroom, armed himself with a shotgun, came back out. When the suspects saw him, a gun battle then ensued. There were several shots fired by the two suspects who were armed with handguns. They were described as male Hispanics. The victim returned fire from the shotgun. He believed that he may have hit one of the suspects. The suspects then fled to a waiting blue Honda is the vehicle description we had. That vehicle then fled the scene. In the process of all this, there was a dog inside the house that was shot and killed. About half an hour, 45 minutes after we arrived here, we received information of an individual who showed up at Kaiser South Hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. And checking on him, we did get an identification. He was one of the individuals who came into the house. He has been identified as a Vincent Lopez, a male Hispanic. His date of birth is 2/19/78. The residents of the house here were uninjured other than one who received some injuries to his mouth from the shotgun kicking back and hit in the mouth.
Do you have a condition on Mr. Lopez and what's going on with the other intruder?
We still have what we believe may be two outstanding subjects. We're not sure on the third. There were some witnesses who thought there might have been a third who moved the car while there were two up at the house. So the car, possibly two male Hispanic suspects, and the guns that they used are still outstanding. The last word we got of the subject who was injured was he did go through surgery. He's back out of surgery. He's going to be transferred to Sac Med Center. My understanding is they removed the spleen, but they expect him to be able to recover.
Okay. Can you restate your name and spell your last name for me?
Sergeant Steve Kinkson, Hinkson.
Thank you. Any idea what they were after?
We don't know what they were after. There was some indication here, possibly drug involvement, but we're investigating that aspect of this case now. The victims in their statements have no idea who these individuals were or why they would have picked this house to come to.
Are there any possible charges against the gentleman that used the shotgun?
That's all pending, determined by what the investigation is going to be. We'll let the district attorney and the homicide investigators determine as to how they're going to proceed on that.
Have you determined who shot the dog and what that was about?
We believe the dog was probably shot by the suspects. Apparently the dog was in the back bedroom. When the occupant opened the door, the dog came out. So here you had this dog coming at them, and we believe that's what happened.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
responded to here today?
Basically, we received an alarm about 2:30 this morning of smoke coming from the attic. When engines got on scene, we found fire in the wall on the backside of the motel. Of course, this forced us to evacuate 15 units and shut all the power down. We took the wall out in the back and found that there was a small fire in the wall and possibly another one. That's what we're checking right now for extension down the wall to the north side of the building.
Okay, I'm going to move a little closer for the mic. Can you tell me how long will this area be affected as far as occupancy?
Well, we've asked the manager to relocate the people right now because surely we can't turn the power back on in the event that there is an electrical short, and that is the cost.
And so the office is affected also, I see, up here on the front, so even the manager will be affected by this?
Apparently, I haven't been up to check that with him quite yet, but I'm assuming that the whole wing is shut down on power.
And could you state your name and spell your last name for me?
I'm Acting Division Chief Gary Rios, RIOS, West Sacramento Fire Department.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Captain Dan Haverty with American River Fire Department. We had a alarm come in this morning at 2:54 a.m. at 4617 Rula Court. When the companies arrived, initially engine 103 found flames rolling up the garage and attacked the fire. Happened to be lucky this time. There was a fire hydrant right in the front yard. There were 3 occupants in that home. They had discovered the fire in the garage, opened the garage door, and evacuated all the other occupants out of the house. They also initiated the call to 911 and met the fire engines in the street. This is a duplex. The fire did extend into the other side with smoke damage. There's just one occupant on that side of the duplex. It's Captain Dan Haverty, Haverty.
Could you put it on the ground a little?
No, because I can't touch it with my hands.
Okay.
Try to pick up your arm a little bit.
Hold it. Hold on this, both sides. Get your hands in, all right?
So I had just finished canoeing here and got out the river and was waiting for my wife to come pick me up, and the police pulled this car over on the bridge. The guy stopped. He vaulted right over the railing into the river without even hesitating. Hit with a big splash. You know, he didn't hit feet first, I don't think.
Did you hear the sirens before? Did you hear the sirens?
I did hear sirens, yeah. I did hear sirens.
Can you tell me anything about when he got pulled out of the water?
Well, he swam to shore with a lot of difficulty, and about the time he hit shore, another policeman came in this way, and so had him blocked off, and this policeman ran down, and when the guy saw him coming, he laid down. He laid belly down on the ground, put his hands on top of his head.
So he gave up?
He gave up. He was real beat from swimming in. I think he hardly made it into shore.
And can you state your name and spell your last name?
I'm Tim Palmer, P-A-L-M-E-R.
Thank you very much, sir.
Sure.
Our units tonight responded to assist some sheriff's detectives in the Natomas area. The detectives needed to make a stop on a vehicle that was supposedly carrying some narcotics. The marked units, which were the SAC PD units, attempted to make a stop on this vehicle. The vehicle didn't yield to lights and sirens, and a pursuit ensued. The pursuit terminated here on the bridge of southbound I-5, just north of Richards Boulevard, where the suspect ran from the vehicle, jumped over the bridge and into the American River. He swam to shore and was taken into custody without incident.
Can you tell me anything about the speeds of the pursuit?
Speeds of the pursuit did not exceed 50 miles per hour, and I think the total length of the pursuit was about a mile. My name is Kathrine Lester, Lester. Thanks.